morning, YouTube. Derek Shoehorn here for Life Advice. I'm just eating a breakfast of onion bhajis, which were left over from my Indian takeaway last night. I love Indian food. It's my favorite kind of food. I'm kind of a little bit distracted in my mind because just now I suffered a bit of misfortune. I don't know if you noticed in my videos, I'm normally wearing a necklace. Well, what looks like a necklace is actually much more macho than that. It's dog tags like they wear in the military. I usually wear those, but I just took a shower and I put them on top of my toilet cistern while I was taking a shower. And when I got out, I went to grab them and I accidentally knocked them down the back. Now they're stuck down the back of the toilet cistern and I can't get them out. So I guess I'll never see those again. To those who've been getting in touch about my pilgrimage video, wanting to know where that is, I said in the video I'm not going to say where it is, and I'm not going to say where it is, okay? That's my place. You have to think of your own. Alright, I can't give you everything. I can give you advice, but sometimes you have to do some of the work on your own, including coming up with your own place to go on a pilgrimage, because I'm not going to let you use mine. Question number 1. Derek, there is a lot of talk about race in the public domain at the moment. What do you think about this, and what is your favorite race? Okay, well, that's quite an easy one. My favorite race is the Indy 500, and I've never actually seen it. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what type of vehicles they use in the Indy 500. But what I do think is it sounds good in my accent when I say it, so that's why it's my favorite race, the Indy 500. And I'm proud of that, you know, I'm proud of my race, the Indy 500, and I know that there are some people who are into the Grand Prix and the MotoGP or these kind of races, and I think whatever your race, you should be proud of your race, alright, because if everyone is proud of their race, whether it's the MotoGP, the Grand Prix, or the Indy 500, then that means that there's no chance of intermingling between the races, because the last thing I would want to see is Francis Rossi riding his motorcycle on the Indy 500 track, or Paige Hamilton driving his Formula 1 car on the Indy 500 track. I just don't want that. That's my race, and I think these other races should stay out of it. So I think that's the best way for us to go into the future, is if everyone strongly identifies with their own race, whether it's the Indy 500, the Grand Prix, the MotoGP, or whatever it is. Everyone strongly identifies with it and takes pride in that. That's the best way forward for us as a people, as the human race, if you will. And I know a lot of people will push back on this and they'll say, Derek, the Bible says that pride is the first of the deadly sins. But I say ignore that, ignore the Bible. And I know also there's receive wisdom, that pride comes before a fall. And that is definitely not going to be the case. I mean, how could it be? It's obvious that this is a good route to go down, to just everyone identify strongly with the Indy 500, the MotoGP, or the Grand Prix. And like I say, it would be chaos any other way. So ignore those naysayers who think that pride is a bad thing, and take pride in your race. Alright? And that way we'll all end up where we want to be, which is with our own individual races, with no interference from the other races, just like in prison. Derek, they say that talent is no good without hard work to accompany it. What is your opinion on this? Is talent alone enough? Well, it seems obvious to me that if you got enough talent, you don't need to work at all. That's what's happened with me. I mean, I barely work. I know it seems sometimes like I put a lot of effort into what I do, but in fact I do nothing really. Most of the day I just slob around doing whatever I want, staring at my phone, that kind of thing. I don't do much work, and yet, as you can see, I'm very successful. So talent alone is certainly enough, and hard work is overrated, I would say. Discipline is overrated. I know I talk about that a lot, but that's just because I assume that most of you don't have much talent. But if you do have enough talent, you don't need to work that hard, and you don't need that much discipline. It's just going to come to you, because talent is by definition, the key to success. That's what it means. It means that you've got everything already inherent in you to get to the top, and that's why the most successful people don't work at all. They never work. And anyway, success is overrated in itself, I would say, because what is success really? I mean, I know I'm successful, but that is unusual to say the least, and most people, they have no idea. Most people have no idea, and I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think most people could handle the kind of success that I have, to be honest with you. It's average people who strive for success and work hard and use their discipline, but that's because they don't know what success means, and they don't know what it is that they're striving for. And if they did manage to achieve it, which they won't because they don't have the talent, they wouldn't be able to handle it. Not like I can. Okay, so that's the answer to that question. Yes, talent alone is easily enough, and hard work is overrated. Derek, I've been watching the return of Premier League soccer, and I've noticed that all of the players and the match officials take the knee before a game. If you were a professional soccer player, would you take the knee? Well, I think that the point of this question is this question kind of misses the point. The reason that those players and the match officials take the knee is because they truly believe in the cause that they're taking the knee for. So it's irrelevant to ask whether or not I would take the knee, because presumably if I was one of those guys, I would believe what they believe, and that it's obvious to see that. I mean, the level of consensus in the Premier League is really quite remarkable, and I'm very impressed by it, and I think that that's the kind of thing we should strive for in wider society, is for everyone to be on exactly the same page about everything. And so, yeah, of course I would take the knee if I was a Premier League soccer player, because it seems that to be a soccer player, you have to have a particular mindset, which is that you agree with all of the other players and you're all on the same page. And the officials as well, they get involved, I guess, because they don't want to feel left out. And they are, I would imagine a match referee, a Premier League referee, they usually feel a little bit inferior because no one's there to see them, you know. I mean, no one's there these days, but no, even if they were there, they wouldn't be there to see the match officials, so they take the knee as well, so they get their little share of that limelight too. But yeah, of course I would do it. I would go down on one knee for the cause, like the Premier League players do, because I mean, obviously, if I didn't, that would be the end of my career. So that's the answer to that question. Excellent questions as usual, guys. Keep them coming in, and I'll see you in the next video.
If you took value from this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and you can also follow me on Twitter at Derek Shoehorn. Keep growing. No cheat days.